Man, crazy. Time flies.
Gee, I don't even really know what to say right now about that. Just because when you said it, and probably always because I'm in go mode, so I never really think about what's going on until after it happens.
Yeah, you're
Or
one of
I
those
just
people.
yeah, I'm always in go mode, people. So I'm just like I'm never caught in the moment type person, and it's kind of scary to me, especially because it's like I'm not really reflecting on shit. But the fact that he said it's like yo, it's been 2 years. I'm like, God damn, for real?
Well, just think about it like this. So, somewhere in 2020, we're practically strangers in a way. We're in the Discord. Uh, Again, and then we start, talking to each other. And then, kind of the end of the summer, off to the side, I'm like, I have this idea about potting about John Cena. Would you be interested? And you're just like, yeah, he's my go-to. And then that lets us doing basically a pilot, in which we reviewed the John Cena Edge WWE Untold.
Mm-hmm.
And then that ended, and then you're like, well, I just talked to a friend of mine about who's a bigger psychopath, Tom Cruise or Michael Jordan. I'm like, I'd love to talk about that, and that escalated to where we talked the next week. That escalated when we talked the next week, and then you and I both were like, we're fans of the Fast and Furious, like we got something here, and then that gradually, escalated the next year. But to start again under a different name when they called us Madmen, to then rebrand and be Banks versus Davis, basically, which is who we are and what the show is at the end of the day. Again, when we did 1 year last year, um, and then this year and everything that's happened since then, it is crazy to think about how it all started and where it was at and where it's kind of going. I mean, we got a Patreon now, which makes sense to do it 2 years in, and now that we have a following, and now we kind of know what we want to do with the content there. Um, Again, stuff like the Into the Wrestling Verse, which you got to establish, stuff like the movie commentary tracks, which we've done a few prior. Again, that's basically all what Fast Summer was, and like now kind of a better way to do it where people can watch the movie and hear us over it instead of like you have to sync it, because that's kind of the tough part. Um, and again, just bonus content. You were doing part of the banks a lot. There are times where we would do, especially early on, we would do 2 episodes a week. I think to establish, get a rhythm going, get chemistry between us, even though we had chemistry at the start, but two dudes from California who were in two different states at the time and two different parts of California too. That's the thing. I guess it's that serendipity, or the universe. And I'm someone who believes in fate and all that, while not being a religious man. But stuff happens for a reason. You meet people when you're supposed to meet them, and for a reason.